Some of the most dangerous people in your life will never raise their voice. They will not insult you. They will not betray you in any way you can prove. They will smile. They will show up. They will call themselves your friend. And quietly, without you ever seeing the moment it happened, they will pull you away from everything God is building in you. Listen to me carefully today. The enemy rarely attacks you head-on. He is far too patient for that. Instead, he sends people. People who look harmless. People who feel like a blessing. And he uses them to do slowly what an open attack could never do. Because here is a truth most believers never stop to consider. Your life is being shaped right now by the small handful of people who have access to your heart. And the Bible does not treat this lightly. In 1 Corinthians 15:33, Paul gives a warning that is almost violent in its simplicity. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character. Hear that word deceived. It means this damage never announces itself. It does not feel like an attack. It feels like normal life. Sometimes it even feels like loyalty. Not everyone who reaches for a seat at your table deserves one. Proverbs 13:20 says it plainly. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So today we are going to expose 6 kinds of people you must never, under any circumstance, allow into your inner circle, no matter how kind they look, no matter how long you have known them. 1. Never let in the person who only knows how to complain. This one is easy to excuse because complaining does not look like a weapon. It looks like honesty. It looks like someone just being real with you. But watch what it does to you. You sit with this person. You listen. You nod. And when you stand up, something is heavier. Your faith feels smaller. Your blessings look duller. Your tomorrow looks darker. And nothing in your life actually changed, only the words you let into your ears. Open the book of Numbers and you will see how deadly this is. Moses sent 12 men to spy out the promised land. 10 came back and spread what the Bible calls a bad report. They did not lie, they saw real giants, but all they could speak was the problem, never the promise of God. And that single report poisoned an entire nation. A whole generation died in the wilderness because they listened to people who only saw what was wrong. Understand this. Complaining is not just a mood. It is a spirit, and it is contagious. It will rewrite how you see God, how you see your life, how you see your future. Philippians 2:14 commands us to do everything without grumbling, and that is not only about your own mouth. It is about whose grumbling you allow to live in your ear. You can love this person, you can pray for this person, but do not hand them a permanent seat at your table. And when the negativity tries to settle on you, declare it out loud. This negativity will not live in me. I was built for faith, not for fear. 2. Never trust the one who only tells you what you want to hear. The flatterer feels wonderful. That is exactly why he is so dangerous. He praises everything you do. He challenges nothing. He agrees with your decision before you have even finished explaining it. And it feels like support. It feels like finally somebody truly believes in me. But Proverbs 29:5 should stop you cold. Whoever flatters his neighbor is spreading a net for his feet. A net. Flattery is not a gift, it is a trap, and the bait is your own pride. The one who flatters you has no interest in who you really are. He has interest only in what he gains by keeping you comfortable and keeping you blind. A real friend will tell you the truth, even when it costs him. Proverbs 27:6 says it perfectly. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Hear the difference. The friend wounds you gently, honestly, because he wants you to grow. The enemy kisses you, flatters you, and leaves you exactly where you are. So look at your circle. If there is someone who has never once disagreed with you, never once told you a hard truth to your face, be careful. That is not love. That is a mirror that only shows you what you want to see. And no one has ever grown standing in front of a mirror. When flattery comes dressed as friendship, you say it plainly. I do not need to be flattered. I need to be sharpened. 3. Never get close to the one who talks about everyone else to you. It feels like trust when someone hands you a secret. It feels like you have been let onto the inside. But listen carefully to what is actually happening in front of you. If this person tells you everything about other people's private lives, then hear me, they are telling other people everything about yours. Proverbs 16:28 says, "A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends." That is the real damage. Gossip does not simply spread information. It quietly poisons relationships you did not even know were under attack. The gossip enters your life, and suddenly friendships you have held for years feel strained, and you cannot understand why. Proverbs 20:19 is even sharper. A gossip betrays a confidence, so avoid anyone who talks too much. Avoid them. Not hate them. Not expose them. Simply do not give them the keys. Because the mouth that carries other people's business to you will one day carry your business to them. Every time. Your inner circle must be a place where your name is safe, where the people closest to you defend your reputation in the rooms you will never walk into. This is holy ground. If a person cannot be trusted with the secrets of others, they can never be trusted with the secrets of your own heart. Guard that ground and declare over it, "My circle is sacred. What is spoken here stays safe here." 4. Never let in the person who controls you through guilt. This one is subtle, and it loves to hide inside relationships that look like love. The guilt manipulator almost never asks you directly. Instead, they make you feel responsible for their happiness. You say no, and they go silent. They grow cold. They remind you again of everything they have done for you, and piece by piece you stop making decisions out of conviction. You start making them out of fear. The Bible has a name for this. Proverbs 29:25 calls it a snare. The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. When you live in fear of disappointing one particular person, you are no longer free. You are caught in a trap, and you are calling it love. Hear what Paul declares in Galatians 1:10. "If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ." You cannot fully serve God and fully serve another person's endless emotional demands at the same time. One of them will always give way, so make sure it is not your obedience to God. This is not a call to become cold, it is a call to become free. A healthy relationship gives you room to say no without being punished for it. If your no costs you the entire relationship, then it was never love, it was control wearing the face of love. Pull yourself out of that trap and declare it. "My obedience belongs to God alone. I will not be ruled by guilt." 5. Never keep close anyone who mocks your walk with God. Every single step you take toward God will be tested by someone who finds it just a little funny. It is rarely cruel at first. It comes as a joke. A raised eyebrow when you mention you have been praying. A small remark when you turn down what you used to say yes to. "Since when did you get so religious?" And because it arrives wrapped in laughter, you let it slide. And you do not notice how piece by piece it is making you ashamed of the one thing that is saving your life. The very first psalm draws the line. "Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the seat of mockers." Watch the progression. Walk. Stand. Sit. It begins with you just walking near them. It ends with you seated comfortable in the very seat of the scoffer. Proverbs 22:10 gives the cure. "Drive out the mocker, and out goes strife." Sometimes peace does not come from solving the conflict. It comes from removing the source of it. You do not need the whole world to celebrate your faith, but the people in your closest circle must never make you feel like a fool for following God. Surround yourself with people who pull you upward toward heaven, not the ones who smirk every time you reach for something higher. And when the mockery comes, you do not argue. You declare, "I will not be ashamed of the one who saved me." 6. And this is the most important warning of all. Never let back in the person who only loved the old you. There are people tied to a version of you that God is trying to put to death, and they do not want to meet the new you. They preferred you lost because you were lost with them. So every time you rise, every time you change, every time you walk away from an old chain, they appear again pulling you backward toward who you used to be. Some of them do not even mean any harm. Your growth simply exposes their standing still, and it makes them uncomfortable to look at. This is where Paul's warning cuts the deepest. Bad company corrupts good character. He is not warning you about strangers. He is warning you about company, the people you keep, the ones you keep crawling back to. Remember Lot in the city of Sodom. When the mercy of God finally reached in to drag him out, the command was short and severe. Do not look back, because there are some places and some people that you cannot return to without being pulled all the way back into the fire. Honoring your past does not mean living in it. You can forgive the people who knew the old you. You can wish them well from a distance, but you do not owe anyone a seat in your future simply because they once held one in your past. Where God is taking you, not everyone is permitted to follow. Stand on that and declare it. I am not who I was, and I am not going back. So, hear me before you go. Your inner circle is not a popularity contest. It is a set of gates, and every single person you let through those gates is handed real power over your peace, your faith, and the direction of your entire life. Even Jesus, who loved every person on earth, did not give everyone the same access. He preached to the crowds. He sent out the 70, but he kept only 12 close. And out of those 12, only 3 stood with him on the mountain and in the garden of his deepest agony. If the Son of God himself was this careful about who stood nearest to him, then you are commanded to be careful too. Guarding your circle is not pride. It is not coldness. It is obedience. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Above all else, not after everything else. Above it. So this week, look honestly at every seat around your table and ask who truly belongs there. If this message reached you, share it right now with someone who needs to hear it. And write in the comments, "I will guard my circle," because not everyone who wants in belongs in.